Hello everyone, this is Rookie and welcome back to Roman's Christmas. Let's continue where we last left off, shall we? Sorry, I had to turn things down. Okay. After dinner, I sank into the rocking chair near the fire and let myself relax. The logs in the fire, heavy with pine risen, crackled and popped as the chair slowly sprung back and forth with a creaking noise. Oh god. Oh cool, I love the movie animations. Not a whole lot of customers this month. Tsar brought a chair and sat down next to me, gazing into the fireplace. Don't worry so much. Just give it a couple days and you'll have as many customers as you had in the years before. I get the feeling this year might be a little different. Can't really tell why, though. Perhaps the howling winds outside are keeping the customers away? Anzox heard our conversation and came to join us with his lute. As if something as minor as high winds could stop folk from having cravings for Tsarzn's famous home cooking. Flatter me all you like, you're still not getting a discount. Ah! I was being sincere! Though I wouldn't mind a discount. The White Star has a variety of activities to entertain overnight guests and those who stick around after dinner. There's a darts competition Saturday evening. If all the players are friendly and there's no authorities around. I got a cough, hold on. Excuse me. Tsar would cover some tables with blue flannel and take bets. I doubt anybody like that would be out in this weather. I elbowed Tsar quietly and gave him a wink. Not tonight. He glanced toward Elle again before whispering to me with one hand hiding his mouth. After all, we don't know her that well. Let's hold off on the gambling for the time being. Well, if you think of something else, let me know. I'll see if I can keep myself occupied. What do you want to do tonight? Oh no! We got another choice election! Let's see, having no idea now, listen to Anzox music or talk to Elegant. You know what? I'm a detective, I want to investigate. Let's talk to Elegant. By the way, I don't know Elegant very well. I'll ask her quietly when Anzox won't notice. I walked towards the round table she was sitting at before pulling out a chair and taking a seat and offering my hand. Hello, I'm Roman. I waited for Elegant. Oh my god, my voice is gone for a second, sorry. I waited for Elegant to reach out for a handshake, but it seemed she didn't want to. My right hand hovered in the air as awkwardly as the silence. Oh, she speaks. Uh-oh. Hello. I apologize if I'm disturbing you. I was about to push my chair away and end the embarrassing conversation before it started, but paused as she motioned for me to stay seated. She looked me up and down slowly. I could almost feel the weight of those lake blue eyes through that thin veil. As a detective used to observing others, I know how uncomfortable it is to be examined so thoroughly by such a sharp and intense gaze. You are on good terms with the owner of this tavern, are you not? Well, you could say that, but how can you tell? The way you pass information is too obvious. I felt naked. It was like her eyes was peering through me and into my soul. Oh! Character info added. You need no fret. I do not care about your business. I would imagine a detective like yourself has more than a few informants. Elegant. A mysterious person. I failed to notice that she was a woman. She has a sharp mind and keen observation skills. Nothing can hide from her. She should be a detective too, honestly. I didn't notice until now that I was involuntarily biting my left thumb. Oh. It's a nervous tic I had since I was young. I still haven't managed to break the habit. No need to be polite. Just tell me why you came to me. Well, if you insist. Relieved, I unclenched my fist and took out my handkerchief to wipe the sweat from the pads. Roman, you need to learn how to stay calm, dude. Actually, I came here to ask... Is this really a choice? Well, I'm clearly not going to ask about her race, because that's clearly offensive. And I'm clearly not going to ask about her gender, because that's kind of sexist. So, I'm going with your cider. I'm going to ask about her cider. I'm not interested in actually drinking from your glass. Oh, sorry. I read that so wrong. Not interested in actually drinking from your glass? I prefer to remain sober, in case something unexpected happens. She's smart. Honestly, she should be the detective in this. At this moment, a knock suddenly came up. Oh no. Still deep in conversation, are we? I thought you were talking about nothing, so I thought I'd join in. Trust me, we got plenty to talk about. By the way, I've heard a puzzle in the tavern from another town. Would you be interested? Sorry, we're kind of in the middle of... what's the puzzle? Elegant seemed interested, taking her mug and sitting down with Anzox by the fire. Playing a puzzle game again, Anzox? Sar just finished cleaning the kitchen and came to sit by the fire. Yes, you came just in time. I'm not really in the mood. Hear a story or go to rest? Oh, this is a choice too? Oh my god. Well, I don't want to be rude. I'm going to listen to the stories. Oh, got an achievement for that. It's not like you got anything better to do. You can just listen and let us solve the puzzle if you want. I'd better do it by myself than leaving it to you guys. Let's start, Anzox. Oh, come on, Roman. Don't be so mean like that. Come on. Anzox cleared his throat and then caressed his lute and said, one night in a small fishing town famous for its barley, the only windmill in the town came to a stop. This was the first time it happened. Since the mill was so vital to their work, the villagers rushed out to check the mill. From afar, the villagers saw the windmill blades that were no longer rotating. This music goes hard. They thought that the sudden wind and snow had broken the transmission shaft that ran the mill. The villagers came to the mill, the ground covered in thick snow over their ankles. The dark wooden mill towered over them, and the white expanse. The blades turn in an ominous position, looking like an inverted cross. I assumed this was a puzzle, not some bard tale you used to coax coins from drunkards. Elegant's tail swished as she impatiently drummed her fingers on the tabletop, while Tsar sat and listened attentively. It's not as though you're paying me, so just sit and listen. Ahem. Allow me to continue. As they drove closer, they found the windmill's maintenance gondola was tied with a hemp rope to secure it. Please click the clue button to review specific clue. Ordinary rope tying the miller on the maintenance basket. Okay. But then they saw it. The miller who ran the mill was suspended upside down in the middle of the air. What the heck? His eyes were wide open with fear, his face contorted as though he was screaming in terror. His paws were stiff and hanging down and level with the edge of the windmill blades. The snow from yesterday clung to his cold body. My voice for this character is going all over the place. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying the best I can. Like I said before, I'm not a good voice actor. Oh, another clue. Corpse position. The miller's body was hanging upside down, his hands level with the windmill blades. This is weird clues for this, how this person was murdered or killed, or maybe suicide, who knows. How ironic that the oh my god, my voice for this character is all over the place. How ironic that the object used to ensure safety had become a lethal weapon. No one could imagine that. Lethal? Uh-oh, Romans. Wait a minute, Anzox. Did the safety rope really cause the death of the miller? Do you disagree, Roman? After all, the safety rope was tied to the miller's dead body. Yes, but why can't the safety rope be the murder weapon? Okay, let's think for a second. Let's look at their clues. It was tied on the... His hands... Wait a minute. It's the corpse position. The miller's body was found hanging upside down. His hands level with the windmill blades. So he must have been tied by his ankle, right? Roman, it can't be deadly if he's tied to the ankle. Elegant. Is it like that sport from overseas? What do they call it? Bungee jumping? Correct. A safety rope is typically tied to the ankle or waist. Considering the position of the body, the only possible way was tied to the ankle. That is indeed true, but there must have been something that killed the miller. We can discuss. Sorry. We can discuss that next. Go on then, Anzox. As I was saying, the miller had died in the windmill, where he had spent his nights and days. That little thing I had to do earlier, that's probably going to be my little training moment right there for the future cases later on in this game. Whoever gets killed or something. The local police initially determined that the old miller was trying to repair the windmill while he was drunk. He had slipped, lost his footing, and fallen from the repair gondola. However, the cause of death was still unclear, though his head might have struck the windmill. Alright, here we go. First deduction. The miller was killed soon after he returned home. Since he was still in his coat, every person in the town had an alibi when he died. The body had no wounds. He may have accidentally slipped and fell from the hanging basket when repairing the windmill. Cause of death is unknown. Maybe his head struck the mill? Okay, so everyone has an alibi, and he has no body wounds. That means either he accidentally killed himself, or someone made the death look like an accident. It's one of the two. The town folks invited one of the greatest detectives in the realm to investigate the scene. He was an old-fashioned detective and refused until he was paid no less than 13 rayar and all the travel expenses. 13 rayar? That's 910 shit! That's a lot of money. Back in the 1200s, that's like a lot of money. Ah, for just one case? That detective could eat fried lamb chops every meal for a month if he hadn't vowed to fast until Christmas. I wish my cases paid that well. Do they not? I'm sorry, do they not? I thought you were worth the price. Anzox started to laugh, but stopped when I glared at him. Oh, Roman's getting jealous of that. When the townfolk came to his humble residence, he was seated behind his great desk, playing with a prism he had bought from the capital's Grand Bazaar. Sunlight from the small window passed through the lens and scattered into a rainbow of color. After listening to the villager's account, the detective struggled to get up from his easy chair with a cane, then asked his only servant to call the carriage. This would be one of his few field investigations. One problem was that the description of the crime scene is not detailed enough to his liking. Another problem was that the case sounded so bizarre. And the biggest problem was that the glib bard could not get to the point. Oh, then why don't you tell a story? The sudden interruption made Anzox blush with anger. It's fine, the details make the story more vivid, even if they are irrelevant. The day after the body was discovered, the detectives arrived. What's wrong with me? The detective arrived at the town in the afternoon. He learned from the gossip in the tavern that on the night of the miller's death, two people had spent the night in the mill, but they both had alibis. So two people stayed the night in the mill, there's a dead body, and they both have alibis? One of them is lying. Unless there's like a third party that we don't know of working behind the scenes. Who were they? Oh my god. This is not Star, this is Roman. Who were they? One was the miller's daughter, the other was the miller's apprentice. They had spent the night in the mill as usual. Oh? The miller's daughter and the miller's Oh boy. Do I sense a relationship? Is this a kill for love type of murder? I don't know. The miller. One snowy night, his body was found hanging from the windmill of the mill. About those two people. Elena and Hans. Hans, the miller's apprentice, an 18-year-old cad, came from a nearby town 8 years ago. Gained Miller's favor due to his diligence. I like to know. Let's see, about the miller's daughter, about the apprentice. There's no need to know. Yeah, there's a lot to know. But I'm going to save that there and end my video from here. Would you like to? Would you like? What's wrong with me? I'll end my video here, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Roman's Christmas. Bye, everyone.